Hello everyone, this is Natnarf Signing Off and welcome back to 999. Yes. As you can see, I'm already here at the third part where I have to choose between 1, 2, and 6. And that means also the snake's death has already occurred. Now what I did is I went ahead to save time. I went ahead and skipped all the front parts. So yes, that explains what I meant. Just finished the 7th death. Where I went through now was 5 and 6. No, 5 and 6. 5 and 8. Sorry, I was looking at my door. In this ending, I had to choose 5, 8, and 6. I went ahead and did 5 and 8. Choose 5, 8, 6 here. I went ahead and chose 5 and 8. Now, instead of choosing 6, I'ma go and go through door 1. Hopefully, this will give me a different ending. So, as you can see, I obviously just chose number 1. And I'll try to see. And I will skip ahead to the point where the ending is already there, if the ending has changed. So, and she's still angry. Oh boy. So yeah, I'll be back. This has been a different reason. I put yes there, of course, when he came in to disturb Clover. This is a new kind of ending I have. This is a new kind of continuation I haven't understood. See, okay. The reason he could fathom, Junpei's head began to hurt. A sharp piercing pain, pain in his head. See, this didn't make any sense to me. That's why I started recording. How much time has passed he wasn't sure, but he did notice when Ace strode through the door. Smile was more of a smirk, and yet no more his opponent. There was something I wanted to check, if you don't mind. What's that? No warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Chun's vest. What the hell are you doing? He showed Ace's arm. Already too late. Old man's there was pieces of June paper had balled up and hidden in his pockets. Just as I thought, you switched them, didn't you? When we were voted. Ah well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief. Why? Oh, simply curiosity. I hope you won't think of me ill for me. Smiled, gave Jube a friendly pat on the shoulder, then turned on his heel and left. Small defeat, but it was defeat the upper hand, and he knew it because he could feel his stomach began to tense. This part didn't make any sense. That part didn't make any sense. I kind of wondered if that was the case. So I'll come back again when something new and odd comes around. If not, it'll be straight to the ending. Just in case anything new starts, I'm recording from here. So don't worry. Wooden door. Don't you think we should figure out how to get out of here first? I don't want to waste any more time. Looked miserable as if she could start crying at any moment. Have the heart to tell her no. Alright, sure thing. Was his mind playing strings of him? Junpei wondered. For a moment he could have sworn he'd seen Clover smile. Now that's a new thing. Good thing I paused there for a moment because it didn't feel right because my buttons didn't want to move for some reason. I'll be back again. Now here's a different part. Because I didn't go to 7, I didn't talk with 7, so all eyes on this book didn't mean anything at all to Junpei. There wasn't a space between L and I. Were they all trying to say that all eyes was a single word? It was an interesting thought, but it left Junpei's mind quickly as he opened the file. What lay inside was far more interesting and far more confusing. So that was a different part again. I hope there's nothing else that's different as well. Here was the bottom deck, a library. Whatever might be there, however, would have to wait. At the moment, there was nothing Junpei could do. He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it down his pocket. It's again something that it's not explored because I went through a different route. So, I'll come back again after I've opened the door. He stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit, but turning left like a turning around the corner, Junpei around the corner and took off down the stairway. He ran and ran and ran. At the end of the hallway was the door. Straight for it. He was nearly halfway when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. No, I wonder. What the hell? Come on, we gotta hurry. Confused Junpei. As he did, he caught a glimpse of her back. Sticking out from her collar was something that looked like a big wooden stick. Hey Clover, what the hell is that thing on your back? She didn't respond. Instead, she quickly turned around the corner and disappeared. Oh, now we're getting to this ugly part. I remember this, and it was very, very stained in my head for a long time. Oh god. Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs. It was just as he expected to see after reading the map. This is already done. They reached the B deck at the same time. Clover was excited. Something had happened. That much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her. What's up? Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about the sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself. He found it. Found what? Found what? The last door. Door number 9. Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way. Okay, let's go. I know I've done this, but because because Ace is missing, so everything else seems wrong. The rest follow. We finally made it. Relief and excitement in her voice echoed with each one of them felt. Yeah, it's finally time. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd done it. At least not yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then that it probably was. He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but couldn't deny the prospect of escape was an exciting one. Now I cannot skip. See? I'm pressing. I'm only pressing down. So it would, if it's still pressing, it would still be running, but it's not running. So I'll have to get to this slowly. So there was one thing he couldn't get off his mind. The numbered door could only be accommodated between 3 to 5 people, and 7 of them were on the way to the door. 9, that meant that even the best case scenario, there would be 2 of them who would stay behind. He didn't have any solutions to that problem yet. He was desperate, hoping one could bridge the temperature. Looked over at the clock. Hands indicated that it was 4:30, and 90 minutes before the time was up. Hey, Junpei, Jun, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up! It's still not fast forwarding. Let's go jumping. Jun took as quickly as she could. Junpei followed. They were quiet for a while until it's still not skipping. They just reached C deck when Clover spoke. Hey, what about door 2? Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. What about door 2? Door 2 is the only one we haven't gone through it, I meant. Yes, that is true. Have you guys okay with that? Not investigating it, I mean. What? We found door 9. We don't need any of the other doors. What's the point? What's the point in going to door 9? We can't go all through it now, can we? Now that's cheeky. You can't do that. then we should do what we have to do before we get any further. It's like jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first. You know? Or what? You think all 7 of us should go to door 9? And then we argue over who stays behind and goes to go? Or do we really do that? Or do we really want to do that again? Who knows? If we check out door 2, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. I don't know what might be in there. We might not find anything. But don't you think it'd be better at least to have a look? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys? Yeah, you do have a point. The others nodded in agreement. The last time I checked the clock, it was just 4:30. And it's not like we got a lot of time, but if we're quick about it, we might have the time to take a look. You're right. Let's go take a look at door 2. They were back in the front of the elevator. Nearby was a large hospital room. Elevator could take them down to door 2. After a few minutes of discussion, they decided that Clover, Santa, June, and 7 would go. Alright, let's get going. I'll see you later. Okay, be careful. Oh no. They climb into the elevator and Junpei listened to it creak and rattle its way to the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, Lotus were left. As the elevator rumbled out of sight, Ace spoke. Lotus, would you be so kind to go with me? Go with you? That's nice. I didn't think people still talk that way outside the 90s, 50s. Not like that! Well, I'm a mother. Would that be a problem for you? No, you need to know that info. That wasn't what I meant to. I was hoping you would come with me. Seriously though, I was kidding. So where is it you wanted to take me? There's something I wanted to show you. Hey man, what the hell? I'm not important enough? Well, it's not like that. Once I've showed Lotus, I'll show you. Really? Of course! Fine. Do whatever you want. Thank you. Are you coming, Lotus? Oh, maybe he has already the bracelet 0 in hand at the moment because the last ending he had bracelet 0 in his pocket. It doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go and see what is you want. You think it's important. Thank you. Well then, shall we go? Ace turned and began to walk. Lotus followed. They disappeared into the hallway on the left. I think they're already out by then. Wasn't sure how long they'd been gone when the elevator suddenly opened. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. A single person stood there. Clover. She looked at Junpei, then slowly, purposely stepped out of the elevator. The door closed behind her. Where's everybody else? What happened? She didn't answer. Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on Junpei. Where are Ace and Lotus? And Big explained what had happened. Oh, then they went over there. Her voice went small and timid. Yeah, I think so. He repeated her earlier question. So where's everyone else? Why aren't they with you? You really want to know? I don't have a webcam right now, but my eyes are like boggling at the moment. Like that Pew's face. It's like, oh my god. There's something wrong with her smile. Yeah? Okay. Sure. Here, let me show you. Pulled something out of her pocket and tossed it onto the floor at Junpei's feet. He looked down. On the floor in front of him. Ah. You chopped them to death, didn't you? You had the axe in your pack. You took the axe in the captain's room. Oh my god. Holy shite. Junpei collapsed. No way. This gotta be some kind of joke. This can't be real. Junpei's body felt like rubber. His heart felt like a cold lump in his chest, and his hands shook uncontrollably. Sweat poured down his face. 3 bracelets sat there on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces. 3, 7, and 6. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from the ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. That's one ugly picture. You look like Nancy Drew at the moment. Why? Jun's voice was flat and broken. Clover's response was cold. Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. We need at least 3 people to open the door. Who were the 2 that opened the door with him? It could have only been Santa and Seven. That's why I killed them. But why June? Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too. Oh my god. You're heartless. Shook his head, trying desperately to wake himself from what had to be a dream. Couldn't be real, it just couldn't. Hey Junpei. Don't chop me! He felt Clover's hand on the shoulder. That's not on the shoulder, that's in front of my face. Her smile was wrong. Horribly wrong. Her face looked like a mask made from stretched human skin. That smile, that part of the lips did not extend to her eyes though. It's just really there. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he had known. Perhaps she was not even human. Let's go. Her hand reached out toward him. Let's get out of here. Let's leave this ship. What the hell are you talking about? To open a numbered door. Yeah, I know. You need at least 3 people. But as long as we have this. Reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was not a bracelet. Could see the number on the face. What? She had it? You got something in her pocket. What is it? This. I thought it was Ace. It was the last ending. See? You get it now? If you have the 0 bracelet, we can leave. You and I can open the door 9 with just the 2 of us. See? So let's go. Come on. Oh god, the spelling. Hurry up. She shoved out her hand again. Junpei looked up at Clover. She had the face of a demon. That's not a demon. That's a maniac. But there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. She was both a fierce god and a beloved goddess filled with love. Are you talking about that hairdo? Junpei? Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were just deep, so deep, he could feel himself falling into them. Hypnotism. He felt dizzy. There was something oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack and his heart began to melt. Junpei? The hand she was offering him. It looked so soft, so inviting. Reached out with his own trembling hand and closed it over hers. Oh my god! What the heck? Okay. Junpei writhed in agony. He shuddered and twitched his body, spasmed as he went in the shop. Screamed until his throat was torn and bloody, then screamed more. His cries echoed across the room. Eventually his movement slowed, then faded. There was no more strength left in Junpei. He could feel his body begin to go numb. He no longer felt pain. He never felt anything. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. The last remnants on his mind began to fade. Even as his vision faded to nothingness, he saw Clover. Oh god. Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna buy this, K. Her smile was cold. What was left of Junpei's conscious mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. You are crazy. You twisted-minded bitch. I can say all I want now. My daughter's sleeping. Oh my god. At least there's no credits. Oh my god. See? So I got 2 more. I know what this is. I have to go through this. I have to go through this ending to get to this. Because no one got killed here. And I already know the code. I think if I'm correct, everything that has been through in this game, everything that had been discussed about memory, about the mice experiment, about the laboratory experiment. If I'm correct, if I was correct, if my memory is still fresh, because it's been a long time since I played this game. I remembered I got this ending, these 2 endings first. Oh, wait, I got this ending first. Then I miraculously got another ending that was supposed to go with this ending, and it ended here. So, if I'm correct, everything, if I played all these endings correctly, this ending here would automatically lead to here. And I would continue the code from here. I would save Snake, and because at this ending Clover is there, she would see him alive. Then more of the story would come out and it'll become longer. So right now I'm gonna go and do this. I'll be right back. Hey, come on, it's not like that. Did his back as stuff as didn't care. His best wasn't very good. I guess you haven't changed at all, Jumpy. She giggled. Ah, great. How corny. The actual Titanic? The actual Titanic? You mean like slipped through time and ended up here? Before the ship sunk on April 14, 1912. The option where it says the actual Titanic or the replica of Titanic. I haven't clicked the actual Titanic yet, so. Huh. What the hell are you smoking? Did I get it wrong? Grinned and shook his head. No, that's not it. I mean, come on. Slipped through time, seriously? I was talking about the controversy surrounding the Titanic. Controversy? What do you mean? Haven't you heard of it? It's pretty famous. The Titanic is a sister ship that is essentially identical. It's called the Olympic. You're now crazy. Oh yes, I have heard of that. If I remember correctly, the Olympic was a sister ship that had a lot of problems. And the company that owned it didn't know how to get rid of it, right? So they made it the Olympic to look just like a brand new Titanic, and then they sunk it on purpose. That's right. They also took a huge insurance policy on it before it set sail. That'll mean that the real Titanic never sank. Yeah, the ships got swapped. The real Titanic was renamed the Olympic in secret and was used as a passenger ship for more than 20 years. Hey, wait a minute. Wouldn't that mean it retired in 1935? Well, yeah, I guess sometime around then, yeah. Well, what happened to it after that? I heard it was dismantled. Dismantled? Then it doesn't matter, does it? Whichever boat the real Titanic was, it doesn't exist anymore. It was either retired, dismantled, or sunk in the Atlantic by the curse. But then, what would that would mean that this ship is? Wait, did you just say? Huh? Sank in the Atlantic because of what? The curse. What do you mean, a curse? A curse is a curse. This one is a curse of the Egyptian mummy. Great, now we're back to the original topic. What do you mean, like stock market? Yeah, I didn't click that, so. You mean like the stock market? Nah, that's not what I meant. Why the hell would you think that? I mean, yeah, I do stocks too, but. The last statement, more or less thrown away by Santa, caught Junpei by very much surprise. You, a stockbroker? Yeah. Got a problem with that? No, you just don't look like the type. But the worst was that he didn't think Santa looked smart enough to. Okay, you're racist. Man, that stuff's just gambling, you know? All you gotta do is bet on the winning horse. Nothing that hard about it. You sound pretty confident. You're a gambling man. Why are you betting on horses? Of course I am. You remember a couple of years back when the stock for Cradle was shot through the roof? Stacked a few bills over that, if I do say so myself. Was all Junpei could think of. He'd never even heard of this. Fortunately, he was saved quickly from further embarrassment. Okay, how long are you gonna stand around wasting time? Scarf moving around, the voice screamed at them from the other room. Junpei and Santa look at each other. The lady has spoken. Better get back to work before we really piss her off. Don't want her beating me up. And with that, Santa walked off slowly. Wait, we weren't done yet. Okay. Suggested he was not about to let him pass. Okay. I'll get back to work, dang it. Claire suggested any other choice that would have that presidency for him, mumbled to himself under his breath. Went back to work. Okay, jeez. Where am I gonna get a bookmark? Okay, for the sake of this, I redid it again. And this time I went for the other one. Where he said, listen to him or something. I don't know, the positive one where it says on top here. Previous to this option. The one on top here. Not the long one, but on the pair. So I can go, so I went to go back and do it. Because I need to go back to get the clover. If I would have to redo this whole thing again. That's why I went to do it at the beginning again before it went really haywired. So I can go back and take the clover. So. Just for some people to know that I didn't cheat at some point. I save it and then I restarted it to another point. It still has the old data of what he said on the second bottom line. So. Okay. Just making sure that people don't go loco. Okay, now I'm at this part of the heart. I'm not sure if giving the clover affects this ending. This ending that's not the good ending. So, what I'm doing now is instead of going through 4, 7, 1 that I did for the second ending, I'm going to go 4, 7, and then 6. So I'm not sure if this ending will lead me somewhere. If it will lead me to a different ending. So, hopefully, it does get me somewhere. If not, I'll redo it again. Try not to give the clover, and then come back here again. Otherwise, maybe you might see the ending already. Okay, this one slowed me down. You know, they stood there for a few moments, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed. That one stopped me for some reason. So, just in case, I just clicked it. I was just recording, sorry. Okay, now we got to a different story. Here, instead of have you heard of story of something else. Here now daughter's almost moving. Okay, here now it's a different part. It says, have you heard the story of 2 Santa Clauses? It goes that a long time ago there were 2 Santas. One of them wore white, one of them wore black. The white Santa gave presents to good kids. And the black Santa played tricks on bad kids. What is this, Halloween? They went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, white Santa couldn't stand it anymore. And then he stabbed the black Santa to death. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. That's why these days his clothes are red. Ugh, come on. could say that the red is all left by the blacks. That's left of the black Santa. Quiet, he could think of nothing to say. Staring at Santa, Santa is playing on her face. He continued, I wonder which Santa am I? The white Santa or the black Santa? Now you're just a little bit creepy. Okay, let's go. His downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up. Two at a time. They looked at each other. There was nothing they could think of to say. They didn't discuss the sister. Here in this part, he didn't discuss the sister. So that's the only thing different at the moment. I might come back to see what it looks now. Okay, now it says instead of me saying I leave the rest to you, it says Ace. It says I leave the rest to. It says Ace asking me to go do it the rest, instead of having the little scene going to the fever. Quickly turned and walked away. Strange, Junpei thought. Oh well, whatever. Doing his best to clear the mind or the boxes. Time to solve the puzzle of the night. Something a scene here was that was supposed to happen, like the one with the memory, where the person or the vision where the person cannot recognize a face or between different people. This scene didn't occur, and I did not go back to where I have to go to Santa and June, so that's a little tidbit. Okay, so this new ending, now it's very slow. I'm pressing right, it's not moving fast enough, it's not fast forwarding. So, right now we just met up with Seven and Lotus, and Clover is missing. So, hopefully this is the correct ending and I'm not screwing it up. Jun and Junpei ran into the central hospital room, looked around. She's not here. No, she isn't. They searched a little longer, but with no luck, they couldn't find Clover. Finally, they gave up and left the central hospital room. Slowly, they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the stairs and Junpei spoke. Alright, I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you take the stairs up to B deck. Alright, that sounds good. That doesn't sound good. But what? Could you stop calling me that code name when we're alone? Huh? Are you crazy? You don't have anyone's eavesdropping, right? Oh sure, right, sure, I'll do that. There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even when they were alone. Although perhaps not the best reason. He was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he'd used when they were children. Canny. That sounds weird. 9 years ago, it came natural after all. They were children. But now they were adults, or teenagers, young adults. It felt strange. Actually, I don't even know if they're teenagers. Does it say here? No. He wasn't dating by such a childish nickname. Felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little brusque. And although he couldn't put his finger on why, it felt somewhat for her to call her Akane when they hadn't seen one another for so long. In short, it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that. Alright, I'm going then. Yeah, be careful. Kani. June, or perhaps more probably Kani, blushed and smiled. You'll be careful too, Jumpy. That sounds weird. This is weird. This is a weird scenario. I'm out. It's gross. Got it. Take care. Bye. Mwah. Go. Looked at her for a moment and then she ran up the stairs, then turned around and took off for the hallway. And I'm gonna die. Why am I back here? Alright, I'm going down. Me and my reading skills. Hi. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost cruel than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place, Jun's smell had given him hope, both for escape and probably for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator, then there she was. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Oh no, 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 no. Junpei felt the blood turn to ice. He's a woman. It was slouching. A woman sat slouched against the wall, and then he felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp, and her skin smooth and pale as always. Oh God. I actually don't like that picture. Hold on. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe, his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. His mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk towards Lotus. Slowly, each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Why is her collar like that? He stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. Of course, it's already dead. No rise or fall or breathing. She was slightly warm, though. Something somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind told him that she had been killed recently. His mind slowly returning, she had been killed. Someone had killed her. Obviously, is there any other conclusion right now? There's a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozing from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. And a knife then. Where did you get a knife? Oh no, the one in the kitchen, isn't it? Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little effort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Oh. She got stabbed in the back, so that's okay, I guess. Less painful death. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus' bracelet was gone. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. 1. You escape from the ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically, but the number is still usable. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining the bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when... Are you kidding me? Who stabbed me in the back? You ass bag! He heard a noise, a sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him strange that the noise came from the inside of his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain, there was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though the molten iron had been splattered against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he was most likely been stabbed in the back. Yes, that's less painful because you don't know that you've been stabbed. It's better to get stabbed in the back than in the front because you don't want to know. However, had killed Lotus and now done the same to Junpei. Ugh. His voice was a little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. Oh, come on. You just ripped out my eyes too. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. Yeah. Okay, that's a very nice spelling. Pat! Ugh. Now can I see my attacker, my killer? Collapsed to the floor, a puppet with strings it's cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life embedded away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer. 2! With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, no anger, no sadness, no regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me it's her and him. June and Santa, isn't it? Then without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade, the world grew blurry and began to dissolve in an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Ah, come on! I don't even get to see the killer! Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell, into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. You didn't let me see my killer! You can't do that! Not fair. Would you like to keep the information you gained during the playthrough? No. Could not save. Are you kidding me? Ah! I'll have to replay that same path. Oh no, just to get back there. I'll just do it in the background. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this or if you're disappointed and you want to see the next part right where I go to this right away, just simply wave your wand like a sorcerer and hit the like button, the subscribe button to watch the next part. Until then, Natnarf, disappointingly angry, signing off.